What's the rush? Life moves pretty quickly, so we need to take a moment to slow down. You could use a PIP Talk. Hear from people who turn their pain into purpose and others who show you how to pursue your passion. 10 minutes or less, inspiration on the go, stories of healing, resilience, and strength. Starting now. I'm going to share a little bit about why pain into purpose. Why pursue your passion? Well, it's easy. I have always been taught that you should pursue your passion. My mother was a nurse. My father was a police officer. So being a civil servant is something that's always been embedded in me. We are also very strong and faith-based community. So at church, I remember running up and down the aisles, sliding underneath the pews until I'd get, grabbed by the ear by a couple of those ushers in church. But that's kind of how I grew up. And as an adult, I realized that, hey, this is something, it's not something I feel like I'm burdened to do, but I just feel like I should serve others. In my military time, as a military police officer, I loved what I did. There was never a dull moment. Actually, I joined at 18 years old, and as soon as I got to Germany, they said, don't even unpack. You're going to war. Like, what? War? And sure enough, there I was in Desert Storm. I had my 19th birthday sitting in a port in Riyadh. Yeah, that's one for the memory books. But my entire military career, I can say that I enjoyed it. I would not want to change it at all. Throughout my military career, I did have a couple of cases that really impacted me to a point where I had to get therapy and still, have signs of post-traumatic stress today because of some of the things that I've had to see, situations that I've been able to observe. And it's okay. It made me stronger. I understand that, I can take the negative thing and turn it into something positive. So speaking of something negative that really impacted me, if you all have seen my story, it's this fella right here, my little brother, Hot Shot. I received a text message from my brother, and it said, Kim, in 5 minutes, I'm going to kill myself. Please tell mom and dad I'm sorry. And please tell my kids I love them. That was the worst day of my life. I had so many emotions. I was angry. I think I was more shocked and stunned. I remember falling to my knees in my bedroom and just kind of crying and screaming there. I was in disbelief. But I knew he was gone, because that's not something he would joke about or say and not follow through. So that's when I lost my brother, and we no longer were the Kim and Hotshot duo. It was just me. And I never wanted that. And even though it's been a while since he's been gone, the pain has not stopped. But that pain is what I have used, and I found it to be the purpose for me. My brother died by suicide, and I can say that. So many people run from the topic of suicide and mental health. They don't talk about it, but I do. I have no choice. I lost my brother to suicide. And he was a strong, funny, Christian man. So that's what brought my purpose to me. Turning my pain into purpose is by me saying, you know what? Suicide might have took my brother, but he had a big sister by the name of Kim, and she wasn't going to let this go without a fight. So now I fight. I fight for families who have members that are struggling with suicide. I fight to make sure that people who need to get mental health care have an opportunity to get that mental health care. So it's taken on a role that I never wanted to have. I never wanted to be the suicide prevention lady. Not in a million years. But that's where I am now, and it's not a job. So for me, going to work and being immersed in the topic of suicide daily doesn't bother me, because I know that just like that scripture, Genesis 50:20, I can be a helper to someone else. A lot of people read that scripture in Genesis 50:20 and they say, what the enemy meant for evil, God turned it around for good, and they stop right there. Well, there's another part to that scripture, and it says, for the purpose of saving many lives. And when I read that scripture, I said, oh my gosh, that's me. I feel like that's me. So even if it's teaching a suicide prevention class, and someone comes back to me, a couple of years later and says, hey, I remembered you taught me that class, and I went and I grabbed that card, or I went and grabbed my notes, and I remembered what you said. That's where it touches my heart, and I can keep on going. And I'm not going to lie, there's days when I just go, oh my gosh, I wish I could just go hide out on an island somewhere and wipe my name off of social media, get rid of my phone number, and just live quiet, peaceful, anonymous. It gets hard. Man, the work doesn't stop. I see suicide as my enemy. So while in the military, I was a military police officer, and during war we had an enemy. We had briefings, and they tell us what the enemy looks like and what the climate is and all those things. But this enemy right here, suicide, it's elusive. You don't know what you're looking at. Someone could come to you and smile and say, hey, I'm having the best day of my life today. And they can go and kill themselves that night. Why? Because maybe that at that moment you talk to them, they finally had the courage to say, I'm going to take my life. I'm tired of this pain. I don't want to deal with this pain anymore, and I'm going to take my life. So that's what could happen. That's why I can't stop. So my pain into purpose says, hey, Hotshot, I love you. And I hurt because he's not here. But the love I had for him is the passion that drives me every day. Every day. You might have something that you've endured, maybe not as tragic as suicide, but something that drives you. Maybe it's something that you've witnessed on a mission trip, or walking down the street, because you don't have to go far to see people living in dire conditions. They happen right here on our sidewalks, around the corners, in our downtown areas. It's everywhere. So whatever brought you to that, I'd like to hear from you, and I'd like for you to share the stories that you're going to hear on the PIP Talk. They're going to inspire you. That's what it's about, giving you inspiration, because maybe you're in a purpose, maybe you have a job or a role that's tough, and you want to hear from somebody that's been doing it. Maybe you're at a point where you're ready to stop. I say keep moving. Keep moving. You can do it. And you're going to see a couple of resources, books, links, dropping little nuggets of inspiration everywhere we go, because we all need it right now. Iron sharpens iron. Yep. We're here to help you and inspire you.